white fabric, pink and green flowers, silver headpieces, chiffon gowns, satin veils, silk table decorations, college classes, a sit down with the rabbi, meetings with the caterer, phone calls. So many phone calls. I hate phone calls. Good thing he's worth it, I tell myself again and again and again and again. But oh, is he worth it? So worth it. I have a full planner, an empty stomach. I'm running late to my next appointment. Again. My boss calls. Where have you been? Hello? Planning a wedding? The last 2 weeks have been the most logistically insane days of my life. How can you plan a wedding in 6 weeks? People keep asking me. I don't know. But I do know how to plan a wedding in 2 weeks. Maybe you think I'm crazy. Don't worry. So do I. But it's a good kind of crazy. The best kind of crazy. It's the kind of crazy that comes with knowing that you found the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with. And it's the kind of crazy that also comes with knowing that until your wedding, you're not really going to see them so much. It's enough to drive anyone crazy. Speaking of driving people crazy, our parents, whoa. I mean, I really gotta hand it to them. All things considered, they're taking this like champs. Let's see, how would you react if your 24-year-old child came up to you and said the following? Dear Mom and Dad, I found my soulmates. We're getting engaged next month, and we're getting married 6 weeks after that. And you can pay for it, right? And you can take off work and fly out from Florida or Southern California to New York in the middle of February when there could quite possibly be 2.5 feet of snow outside. And you're cool with that, right? And, oh, by the way, the ceremony's outside in that 2.5 feet of snow. Sorry about that. And oh, by the way, Mom, even though you're 6 feet tall, you somehow need to find a dress that covers your knees and your elbows and your collarbone. And oh, by the way, Dad, I know you're not even Jewish, but you're okay with all this, right? And oh, by the way, it's an Orthodox Jewish wedding, which means that dream fairy tale wedding you've been planning for me in the back of your diary since I was 7 weeks old, everything's going to be completely different. And oh, by the way, we won't even be able to sit together at the wedding. It's no wonder they're ready to kill us. But at least through all of this, my fiancé and I have each other to lean on. Oh wait, no we don't. Because he is in Morristown, New Jersey, learning Torah full-time, basking in the light and soaking up the inspiration and making the most of every moment of this Yaakov Mikol Yaakov most precious time. Yeah, enjoy the last moments as a bachelor as I slave away here in Brooklyn, making sure that everything goes off without a hitch. But seriously, despite the fact that tradition says that we shouldn't see each other more than once a week, if that, and despite the fact that tradition says that we shouldn't even call each other on the phone more than once a week, if that, really, I couldn't be happier. And I'm not being sarcastic, really. Because I know a secret. All of this craziness that's going on in my life right now, all this insanity happening in this physical world, it's really just a reflection of something going on in the spiritual realms. And just like I'm running around with papers flying, and my phone ringing, and the clock ticking, there are angels running around in heaven, making sure that every last detail is taken care of to ensure that something monumental happens. 2 people, 2 independent, autonomous beings, who have really only just recently realized that they're missing half of a soul, are about to become one. One whole, complete soul. And that takes a lot of work. So while I'm busy sending invitations to any and every person either of us have ever known in our entire lives, there's an angel running around upstairs waiting and announcing the wedding date to all of our ancestors who will be joining us under the chuppah that day. And while my fiance is busy learning about every minute detail of the laws of cautious to ensure that we have a 100% absolutely kosher home, there is an angel raining down blessings on us for committing to keep to the code of Jewish law in our home. And just like the photographer will be taking photos that last a lifetime, God will be doing his part to make sure that we have a binyan adei ad, an everlasting edifice of the Jewish people. And so when that moment comes, when the wedding day, a day that is a reenactment of the 7 days of creation, is finally here, and when we greet all of our guests like the royalty that the bride and the groom really are, and when he covers my face with an opaque veil to declare to the world that he is not marrying me just for my external beauty, but for who I really am, every part of who I am, even the parts he hasn't necessarily met yet. And when he undoes all the knots in his clothing, down to his shoelaces, to show that he is bound to nothing and no one but me and God. And when I'm led to the chuppah, and I circle him 7 times to build a wall of protection around our relationship and draw down the merit of the 7 shepherds of Israel. And when the rabbi makes the blessings over a cup of wine the same way that God blessed Adam and Eve over a cup of wine at their wedding. And when my fiancé becomes my husband by placing a perfectly round, smooth ring on my finger, in a moment that's likened to the Torah being given to the Jewish people all over again. And when the 7 blessings are recited to recall the 7 blessings that God blessed the first couple with in the Garden of Eden, and when the glass is finally smashed to remind us that even in this happiest of moments, we still have to feel the pain of exile. And when we finally get our first moments alone, when that moment comes, I know I'll look back at all of this craziness and smile. Because together, him and I are going to change the world. And that's worth it. It's so worth it.